Welcome back. It is Wednesday, May 10th in the MLB. Our four favorite picks are on the way. I'm Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday real quick. It was a 1-2 day. Look, not much we can do there. The Athletics, Yankees over 4.5, first five, easy, no sweat bet. Now you have the Twins on the money line. Logan, they gave you no run support. You can't do anything there. The final score looked way apart than what it actually was the whole game long. There, in order for sitting, it lost. Patrick Corbin dialed in after it. It only gave up 2 earned runs. Just happened both of those being in the first inning. But let's not dwell on those losses because yesterday was Dinger Tuesday, and Logan and I handed out 2 plays and sent them to the bleachers. Both of them hit. Logan gave out Will Smith of the Dodgers. I gave out Luis Robert of the White Sox, and they both hit it. And it was cool to see a bunch of you guys tweet out your tickets. I think it was about plus 3,000. But if you parlayed both of them, so hopefully made you guys some money there. Dinger Tuesday back next week. We don't normally bet a lot of home run props, but hey, we might have to start doing them more often. But if you are new, hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. Logan, let's have you kick it off. You got 2 picks today. What's the first one?
Yeah, my first one is an over in the full game. We're going to the Dodgers versus Brewers game, which is an early start time, and I'm taking the over 8 runs, minus 105 odds on Bet365 is currently your best value in this one. Now, I am doing a little bit of line reading on this one because the total seems high at first glance. For 2 pitchers with sub-3 ERAs, right? Every sign points to this game going under, right? Including both teams being not the best against lefties. And we're going to trust the line and fade the public on this one because it's one of my favorite things to do with full game over-unders, because sometimes when the public's not sure which side they want to back, they'll just pick the total. And in this one, it looks so easy to pick the under in this one. I just don't think it's all that easy. Wade Miley starts for the Brewers, 2.31 ERA, 1.06 whip on the year. Miley is not a strikeout guy. He's not. Look, he's not a strikeout pitcher. He's only had 1 game where he's went over 3 strikeouts. Now, that's kind of good news for the Dodgers because I've seen them swing at bad pitches on competitive pitches. So if he's not getting the swing and the misses there, can the Dodgers put the ball in play? Absolutely. They're only hitting 197 versus lefties, but that's due some positive regression in my eyes. I'd be very surprised if by the end of the year we're looking at the Dodgers as like a bottom 5 team against left-handed pitchers. They're just better than that. And if you look at how they've been doing recently, it's been improving already. Batting average is improving. They're hitting 259 in their last 3 games versus lefties. I'd be really surprised if they don't hit Wade Miley around today. And I really do like the splits for the Dodgers hitters versus Wade Miley. You look at Mookie Betts hitting 563 versus him. He's seen him plenty, right? Freeman 300, Taylor 385. And if Trace Thompson is in the lineup, I hope he is. He's hitting 750 versus him. So at the end of the day, I think there should be a lot of run opportunities against Wade Miley. And I just don't think he's a sub-3 ERA guy. I'm sorry. I just don't. I could see him giving up 4 or 5 earned runs type game. That's just how you got to be 1 game ahead, and I think we're going to be 1 game ahead in this one. Now, look at Clayton Kershaw. He's starting for the Dodgers today, 2.53 ERA, 0.98 whip. And I'm not going to come here and disrespect Clayton Kershaw, but he's coming off a bad performance, in San Diego where he allowed 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs. So at the end of the day, Clayton Kershaw is human, and I do think the Brewers are able to get some hits and runs up on him. The Padres in that game aren't all that great against left-handed pitchers. They're like middle of the pack. The Brewers are bad, right? 27th in average versus lefties, but with 26 home runs at home, I think they'll have the long ball on their side today. Clayton Kershaw does give up the home run. It's just one of the weaknesses when he's throwing a lot of strikes. Sometimes missed locations can turn into home runs. And at the end of the day, these 2 bullpens are liable for run opportunities late as well. Dodgers 24th in bullpen ERA, Brewers 12th in bullpen ERA. I expect run opportunities to be late once these 2 starting pitchers come out. I just think the public is just so heavy on the under in this one. This feels like a good time to go ahead and fade them, and I think there will be run opportunities in this game. So give me the over in the early game. But Austin, what do you got for us today?
Yeah, what's better than 1 over, Logan? How about 2? Because I'm going to the White Sox and Royals game, taking the over 9.5 runs, currently plus 104 on Barstool. There's a chance, and we can't really predict the line. So if the Dodgers game does go down to 7.5, you can obviously take it there. We can't. This might go up to 10, might go down to 9. Either way, I like it. Now let's talk about this game, because in game 1 of the series, we took the over on that one. I think it was 9, and that game or 8.5. They easily got it done. Game 2, which was yesterday, the teams didn't really do a whole lot, just 4-2. Today, I'm going back to the over here, and there's a couple different reasons why. Now, we have Lance Lynn versus Brad Keller. Now, we'll talk with them in a second. You could take the over in the first 5 if you want, but as I've talked about before, when these guys come out, There's a lot of run opportunities later on in the game. We see the White Sox, second worst bullpen ERA, Royals, fourth worst. These are two teams that have high whips in their bullpens and give up a lot of home runs. That's a great recipe if we're taking it over, which is where we are today. And while 9.5 seems like a high number, they're both capable of getting it done. We saw the first game of the series see, I think, 17 combined runs. Now, yesterday, the Royals had the benefit of not going to their bullpen as they let Jordan Lyles go out there with like 112 pitches. He went all 9 innings, still gave up 4 earned runs, which we could afford a 4 earned run type game from one team, but we need 6 from the other. But still, I think they're going to be run opportunities. I don't see Brad Keller or Lance Lynn going the full distance here. Now, Lance Lynn, let's get out of the bullpens and talk about the starting pitchers. He enters with a 6.86 ERA, 1.53 whip. He's allowed 3 or more earned runs in 6 straight starts, 4+ in 5 of those 6. So Lance Lynn, what he likes to do is throw a lot of meatballs. I swear he throws things down the middle of the plate and just prays that you don't hit them. This is a Royals team that has the firepower to put it into the bleachers. We saw yesterday they had a home run or 2. They have a lot of hitters in here that can just swing it, and if they get the good contact, they're putting it into the bleachers, and it's a hitter-friendly ballpark here. We see Lynn allowed 42 hits, 11 walks in his last 33 2/3 innings pitched. So there will be base runners on Lance Lynn. Unless he throws an absolute masterclass, which hasn't been happening for the last year or 2 for him. I just think this Royals team has seen him enough. 109 plate appearances versus Lynn. I think they can get to him. You also look at his strikeout prop, 5.5. Juiced on the over, begging for you to lay some money on that juice because he had 10 and 8 Ks his last 2 starts. I don't know about that. Now, as for the other side, if maybe Lynn only gives us a couple runs, Brad Keller might be able to spot us. I don't know. Both these starting pitchers are capable of 5 or 6 earned run type games. Keller enters with a 4.67 ERA, but I'd argue that's a little bit too low compared to his 1.82 whip. Well, Keller, he's really struggling with command. 5, 6, 5, and 4 walked batters in his last 4 starts, allowing 3, 4, 1, and 6 earned runs. Now, the 1 earned run, props to him. Who did that come against? And Logan would like this. Came against the Twins, a team that we know it struggles to score runs. But this is still a White Sox team, 10th highest batting average with runners in scoring position. It's the guy in Keller, like I said, struggling with command, struggling with getting those swings and misses. 12th percentile K percentage, 10th percentile chase rate. In my opinion, if you're going to really expose this White Sox offense, trying to get them to swing and miss, they have some guys that just can't find the bat onto the ball some days. Keller's really been struggling with that. So I think we might see them 101 plate appearances versus him. I think there's a lot of run opportunities here. It just comes down to, will we get those timely hits? I think we can. Also worth noting, Tim Anderson back in the lineup today, probably for the White Sox. I think he had the day off yesterday. So give me that over. But Logan, I heard you got another over for the kids, and then we'll get to Nerfi Nation.
Yeah, let's make it 3 over. So I'm going to a team total over, and I'm taking the Angels team total over 4.5 runs in this one. Plus 105 odds on PointsBet's currently your best value. Now, I almost came out here and picked the Angels on the money line, but I think, although I do think they have a decent chance at winning today, because that line is just, that's absolutely begging for you to pick Astros at minus 120. I see more value in their team total because that's independent of a win, right? If I think at the end of the day, they're going to have to probably score around 5 runs to even win this game. And the over-under set high, right? Set to 9.5 for 2 teams that just ended up 3-1 yesterday. The Angels offense was not cooking yesterday. And today their team total set higher. So I do think the books are like, yeah, they're expecting a bounce back performance. And I face Christian Javier today, right? Javier, 3.54 ERA, 1.04 whip. Those are pretty average numbers. At the end of the day, though, Christian Javier has given up a home run in 4 out of his last 5 starts, and it wouldn't surprise me if he did so again today. I'm just hoping it's not a solo blast, right? Make it a 3-run home run. That will make me happy and it'll make me smile. Hopefully it comes from a guy like Shohei Ohtani, who's 4 for 13 with 2 home runs against Christian Javier. I expect production from Ohtani today. He sees Christian Javier well. The Angels are also 7th in strikeouts. So we need that plate discipline versus a K specialist like Javier. Javier is really good at getting the swing and misses. But if the Angels are just, putting the bat on their shoulders sometimes saying, hey, that some of those pitches are going to be outside the zone, we'll gladly take our walks. That's when Javier really gets in trouble. The Angels also decent offense at home, actually top 10 offense at home, 8th in batting average, 7th in OPS at home. I expect an offensive bounce back today against Christian Javier because that line is pretty much begging for you to pick Astros. I don't see it that way. I see the Angels bouncing back with a good offensive performance against a guy like Christian Javier. It might shock a few people, but I'm going to go ahead and roll with them. But Austin, come on, get the music going. It's time for Nerfi Nation.
You know how it's going. Losing them in the bottom of the first really hurts real good. But today, I'm feeling real confident with the one we cooked up. Hopefully, a lot of those other games we just talked about all have a lot of Nerfies with other teams helping us out. But hopefully, these 2 teams can give us 6 quick outs and we can get the no run first inning. Now, we're going to be going to, I think might be a somewhat popular one, but it is an early start for the game. So if you are watching us a little bit afterwards, hopefully this one hit. But let's talk about the Tigers and Guardians, the one we're taking today. Taking the no run first inning, currently minus 130 on DraftKings. If you want to take the tie, you can, but I probably wouldn't recommend playing the tie. That's just my opinion. Now, let's talk about our man, Eduardo Rodriguez, who's going to lead off the game. He's 7-0 on Noah first innings. He's been really, really good. 1-0 already versus the Guardians. The Guardians are 15th in first inning runs. Last time we took a Erod Nerfi, he got it easily done. His top half of the inning. And then we lost in the bottom half due to 2 home runs given up by Justin Verlander, who's on the mound. Logan, can he please do a little bit better than Justin Verlander did for us last time?
Yeah, I mean, Chris Battenfield is on the mound for the Guardians. 4-1 on Nerfies this year. He's already Nerfied versus Detroit, so 1-0 versus Detroit. Now the Tigers 26 in first inning runs. I need Battenfield to be able to navigate his way through that Tigers top half of the order, because honestly, at the end of the day, they're not that good offensively. These two pitchers matched up on April 17th, 6 up, 6 down, 4 strikeouts. I would love a duplication of that today. The over-under set low, right? Right in the range you do like to pick these 7.5. Austin, I think we have a really good chance at flying these flags early like we mentioned, early start time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to get those bets in. Hopefully we can fly those flags early.
Yeah, 1:10 p.m. start, a little bit of lunchtime Nerfy for the people on the East Coast. They're getting a morning time Nerfy. I've never had a morning time Nerfy, but I need to go out to the East Coast or the West Coast just to experience that, because that sounds electric. Let's go cash these out. We'll have our parlay of the day, which is live. Top link in the description. Went 2 for 3 yesterday. Today it's going 3 for 3. We love you guys. If you want to check it out, I'll actually put the parlay of the day link right on the screen. You can just click it there. We love you guys. Have a 3-0 bounce back day. We're due a sweep. The broom's been looming in the closet too long. We're bringing it out tomorrow. We'll see you guys back in then.